Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So today we're gonna do an avocado black bean salad. So I do this quite often for like carry-ins with my family. One thing I always suggest during holidays or carry-in time is to bring a healthy dish yourself because you don't necessarily know what everyone else is gonna bring. So if you bring a healthy dish, then you're guaranteed to know that you have at least one healthy option. So I have 2 avocados, a tomato, an onion, a can of black beans, some cilantro, lemon juice, garlic powder, olive oil, and I think that's it. So I think that's what we're using today. So I'm going to start with my avocados, and I'm going to point this down so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I have a salad bowl that I'm going to put all this in. You guys can just use a normal bowl, whatever works. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, just shout at me. Okay, so I've got 2 large avocados here. It kind of depends on how much you're making. You can just do this with 1 to make like a smaller salad. I'm just going to dice these up. So I dice them up in the skin itself. Just slice them like that. And then you can either take a spoon or your knife. I'm going to grab a big spoon here. And just kind of go along the edge. And I'm just going to plop these right into my bowl. Okay, and I'm going to do this to the other side here. So I like this salad because it's not a traditional salad. So if someone else brings a traditional salad, you're still kind of good in that area. But it's a little more filling too because of the fat avocados, that good healthy fat, and the black beans, the protein in that. So it's a little more filling and it's super versatile. So I've made like more taco styles with this before. So you can add some jalapenos, some black olives. I've added some mushrooms before, but this is kind of the simple version. I really like recipes that are quick, easy, healthy, and versatile, meaning you can kind of make them however you like and add whatever you like in it. And you kind of can't mess this one up. All right, so I've got 1 more half here. All right, I've got all my avocados in here. They're not perfectly diced, but diced pretty well. Kind of separate those out. Next, I'm going to add in 1 whole tomato. Let me rinse this real quick. For kind of a quick, simple way, you can also do a can of tomatoes and green chilies. Just make sure you rinse and dry them really well because you don't want that, all that water that it's in. All right, so I'm just going to dice these up here. I'm going to start with half a tomato and see kind of how that looks in comparison since this is a large one. You can also use grape tomatoes. I just normally half those or quarter those. But I would suggest the fresh is the best with this one. I have done it with the other before. Okay, so I'm going to add this in to my mixture here, and I'm going to go ahead and slice the other half, the other half of this tomato. I really like tomatoes. So we're going to add this in. Dice this up. This is also super quick. It doesn't take a long time. I did put 30 minutes on this demo just because I wasn't sure how much prep time it'd quite take me, but you guys will still get 2 points either way, but it probably won't take quite that long. All right, so dicing these up. Again, if you're not a huge tomato fan, you don't have to add quite as much. You don't really have to add them at all, but I do think it's kind of a good base for the salad. Okay, so I've got tomatoes and avocados in here. It's starting to kind of fill up. I'm going to add an onion. I'm not the biggest onion fan, but I do think that it adds some good flavor. So I'm only going to do about half this onion. And a sweet onion is pretty good in here too. So let's take off this outside layer. And I'm just going to dice this as well. So I'm dicing opposite of the striations here. And then I'm just going down. I'm going to pull these apart, dice them nice and fine. Like I said, I don't love a lot of onion, so just a little bit in here. I do prefer sauteed onions, so since this is raw, I'm only going to do about half. You can add red onion. Red onion I think is really, really good. And a sweet onion does give a nice flavor too, but this is just a regular yellow onion. Okay, so that's all diced up. Throw that in there, and we're already almost done. So now I have a can of black beans. I put them in the strainer and rinse them super, super well, and then let them sit so that any excess water kind of drains out of them. And I'm just going to throw a whole pan in there. Okay, so now for the sauce part. You can do this in a separate bowl, but in order to save more space to clean, I'm just going to put this directly into the salad bowl itself. So this is what we're working with. I'm going to take my olive oil and I'm just going to drizzle some in there just to taste. Pretty thin. I would say about a tablespoon of olive oil. When I cook, I tend to not measure. So, and then I'm going to take some lemon juice. You can also use a real lemon. It's going to be less tart. And I'm just going to sprinkle this in, probably about half a tablespoon. And then I'm going to season it. So we're going to do a little bit of salt, dash of pepper here. And then I'm also going to take some cilantro. I don't have any fresh right now, so I'm just going to use the cilantro I do have. Again, these seasonings are all kind of optional. And then I take a little bit of garlic powder too. So just a dash of that. And then this is what we're working with. I'm just going to fold this all together. The lemon juice and the olive oil creates a really nice coating for it. And give it just a little bit of flavor. Make sure your avocados are nice and ripe. We don't want, we also don't want super mushy. So mine were definitely ripe, but kind of leaning on the super soft side. So it did mush in a little bit here, opposed to holding its form. You don't want super hard avocados. So with this recipe, you do want to serve it immediately, but it's literally ready to go. So that's all you have to do for this. It took me 10 minutes from chopping everything to having it finished. So super quick. Like I said, it is a little bit more filling because you have those black beans and the avocado. So this serves, I would say, a family of 4 easily as a side dish. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm actually going to brown some turkey burger and then cook up some quinoa and mix like half of this in with that. and I might add a little bit of taco seasoning and then put that in a tortilla. And it is great to make a full dinner with. But this itself is just great as a side as well. So that's really it, you guys.